What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? This ancient riddle, so often applied to human endeavors, finds its most profound expression in the silent, unforgiving world of the great mountains. Here, far from our sight, two of the planet's most formidable predators reign supreme in their respective domains. One, the cougar, is a master of adaptation, a silent hunter that stalks the Americas from the frozen Yukon to the windswept Andes. The other, the snow leopard, is a creature of myth and mist, a ghost that haunts the highest, most desolate peaks of Central Asia. They have never met in the wild, separated by oceans and continents, yet they are evolutionary cousins, sculpted by the same relentless pressures of survival. Their stories are parallel sagas of solitude and power. Each cat is an apex predator, a keystone of its ecosystem, shaping the very life that surrounds it. The cougar, also known as the puma or mountain lion, is a testament to versatility. It thrives in dense forests, arid deserts, and rocky canyons alike. The snow leopard, by contrast, is a specialist of the extreme, its entire being engineered for life above the tree line, in a world of sheer cliffs and eternal snows. To imagine them in the same landscape is to conjure a confrontation of elemental forces, a clash of two distinct philosophies of predation honed over millions of years of evolutionary divergence. What if their worlds were to collide? Imagine a scenario, a thought experiment grounded in the hard truths of biology and ecology. A shift in climate, a geological upheaval, or perhaps even the misguided hand of man, could, hypothetically, bridge the gap between their kingdoms. The American Rockies might bleed into the Asian Altai. The cougar's relentless expansionist drive could push it across a newly formed land bridge, into the territory of the phantom cat. It is in this theoretical arena, this crucible of nature's laws, that we can truly begin to understand the essence of dominance. It is a question not of which is better, but of which is better adapted to prevail. This is not a story of good versus evil. In the natural world, such concepts have no meaning. There is only life, and the unceasing, often brutal, struggle to sustain it. This is a tale of two masters of their craft, two solitary sovereigns whose paths are set on a collision course. We will journey into their worlds, explore the intricate details of their anatomy, their hunting strategies, and the deep, instinctual intelligence that guides their every move. We will weigh the cougar's raw, muscular power against the snow leopard's ethereal agility, and in doing so, we will confront the hidden laws that govern all life on this planet, from the smallest insect to these magnificent lethal predators. The cougar, pumacan color, is a ghost of a different sort, not of the snow, but of the shadows. Its name, which translates to cat of one color, belies its incredible adaptability. This single species boasts the largest range of any terrestrial mammal in the Western Hemisphere. From the boreal forests of Canada down through the rugged spine of the Rocky Mountains, across the sweltering Amazon basin, and into the desolate pampas of Patagonia, the cougar makes its home. This vast distribution speaks to an evolutionary masterpiece of generalization. It is not tied to one climate, one type of terrain, or one specific prey. It is a survivor, a pioneer, an opportunist of the highest order. Its evolutionary journey began millions of years ago, with ancestors that crossed the Bering Land Bridge from Asia into North America. From there, it radiated outwards, colonizing new niches and outcompeting rivals. This history is written in its DNA, a code for resilience and resourcefulness. The cougar's sleek, muscular frame is a perfect engine for ambush. It is not built for long-distance chases, but for explosive bursts of power. Its hind legs, disproportionately large and powerful, can launch in Etched oververb skumarindao, so over 40 feet in a single bound or up to 18 feet vertically. It is a silent stalker, using every rock, bush, and shadow to close the distance to its unsuspecting prey before the final devastating rush. Unlike many other big cats, the cougar is a solitary hunter by nature, a phantom that moves through the landscape largely unseen. It is a creature of crepuscular habits, most active at the dim hours of dawn and dusk, further enhancing its elusive reputation. Its prey is as varied as its habitat, ranging from deer, elk, and bighorn sheep in the north, to vicuñas and even capybaras in the south. This dietary flexibility is a key to its success. When one food source becomes scarce, the cougar simply switches to another. It is this pragmatic, adaptable nature that defines the ghost of the Americas, a predator that bends the environment to its will rather than being defined by it. This cat embodies the spirit of relentless expansion. It is a colonizer, always pushing the boundaries of its territory, always seeking new opportunities. While other large predators have seen their ranges shrink dramatically, the cougar has, in some regions, begun to reclaim its ancestral lands, creeping back into areas from which it was extirpated a century ago. This tenacity, this refusal to be confined, is central to its identity. It's a force of nature that is constantly in motion, a silent, tawny predator that represents the raw, untamed spirit of the American wilderness. It is a hunter defined by its sheer persistence and its powerful earthbound grace. In the highest reaches of our planet, where the air is thin and the cold is a physical presence, lives the true phantom, the snow leopard, Panthera uncia. This is not a creature of the shadows, but of the light itself, the blinding white of the snow and the stark gray of the rock. Its coat, a smoky gray dappled with dark rosettes, is one of the most effective camouflages in the animal kingdom. It allows the cat to dissolve into the scree slopes and snowy ledges of its mountain home, becoming one with the landscape. To see a snow leopard is a rare privilege, a fleeting glimpse of a spirit that is more often felt than seen, a whisper on the wind. The snow leopard is a specialist, exquisitely adapted to one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Its kingdom spans the high mountain ranges of Central and South Asia, including the Himalayas, the Altai, and the Hindu Kush. Here, life is lived on a vertical plane. Its body is a marvel of biomechanical engineering for this world. Its paws are enormous, acting like natural snowshoes to distribute its weight and prevent it from sinking into deep drifts. The paws are also thickly furred on the bottom, providing both insulation from the frozen ground and extra grip on treacherous icy surfaces. Every part of it is built for this high-altitude existence. Its most distinctive feature is its tail, incredibly long, thick, and flexible. It can measure up to a meter in length, almost as long as its body. This tail is a multi-purpose tool of remarkable utility. It acts as a counterbalance, allowing the leopard to maintain its balance while navigating narrow ledges and executing breathtaking leaps across chasms. When at rest, the cat wraps this luxurious appendage around itself like a scarf, using it to protect its face and lungs from the biting cold. It is a symbol of the snow leopard's perfect harmony with its environment, a physical manifestation of its mastery over the vertical world. Unlike the cougar, the snow leopard's prey base is more specialized, consisting primarily of blue sheep, or baral, and ibex. These are formidable, agile herbivores, themselves masters of the high mountains. Hunting them requires not just stealth, but an intimate knowledge of the terrain and an almost preternatural ability to anticipate their movements. The snow leopard often hunts from above, using gravity to its advantage in a high-speed, death-defying plunge down a mountainside. This is not the explosive horizontal ambush of the cougar, but a controlled vertical freefall. It is a hunting style that is as beautiful as it is lethal, the ultimate expression of life in the thin, cold air of the roof of the world. For a solitary predator, territory is not a matter of pride, it is the very blueprint for survival. A kingdom is not measured in square miles, but in the number of prey animals it can support and the number of rivals it excludes. For both the cougar and the snow leopard, the boundaries of these kingdoms are invisible, yet they are as real and as fiercely defended as any fortress wall. They are drawn with the subtle but potent language of scent, scrapes on the ground, urine sprayed strategically on rocks and trees, and claw marks raked into bark are the signposts that declare ownership. These messages are clear and uncompromising. "This land is mine. The food here is mine. Trespassers will be met with violence." The size of a territory is a direct reflection of the harshness of the environment. In the lush, prey-rich forests of North America's Pacific Northwest, a male cougar might patrol a relatively compact domain of 100 square kilometers. But in the arid, desolate landscapes of the Great Basin, where prey is scarce and scattered, its territory must expand dramatically, perhaps to over 1,000 square kilometers. The cat must walk for days, a lonely monarch surveying a vast and often empty kingdom just to find enough food to survive. Every deer, every elk is a precious resource, a store of energy that must be protected at all costs from intruders. The snow leopard faces a similar, if not more extreme, calculus. Its high-altitude home is a vertical desert, breathtakingly beautiful but profoundly barren. Prey is sparse. A single male snow leopard may require a territory that sprawls across hundreds of square kilometers of precipitous cliffs and deep valleys. Patrolling this three-dimensional kingdom is a monumental task. The cat must constantly travel, reading the scent markers of its neighbors, reinforcing its own claims, and searching for the scattered herds of barrel and ibex. The stakes are incredibly high. A failed hunt is not just a missed meal, it is a significant drain on precious energy reserves in a world where every calorie counts. Therefore, the arrival of a new powerful predator into an established territory is not a minor event. It is a declaration of war. A hypothetical meeting between a cougar and a snow leopard would not begin with a roar, but with a scent. The cougar, driven by its innate expansionist nature, would lay down its own markers, a bold and foreign smell in the ancient landscape. The resident snow leopard would inevitably discover this olfactory challenge. It is an insult, a direct threat to its food supply, its genetic legacy, and its very existence. In this silent world, such a challenge cannot be ignored. A confrontation becomes not just possible, but a biological and territorial imperative. The moment of truth for any predator lies in the kill. It is, the culmination of the stalk, the chase, and the ambush, a violent, intimate act where biomechanics and raw power decide the outcome. Here, the cougar and the snow leopard reveal their distinct evolutionary philosophies. The cougar is a brute force specialist. Its anatomy is a testament to overwhelming power, designed for a singular, explosive purpose. Its skeletal structure is robust, its musculature dense and powerful, particularly in its hindquarters and neck. It is built to generate immense force in a short burst, closing the final gap to its prey with astonishing speed and launching itself onto the animal's back. The cougar's killing technique is a marvel of efficiency and violence. Its primary weapon is its powerful bite, delivered with precision to the back of the neck. The goal is to sever the spinal cord, causing instantaneous paralysis. Its canine teeth are thick and strong, designed to withstand the immense pressures of this act, often breaking the vertebrae of animals as large as an adult elk. If this initial bite fails, the cougar will use its formidable forelimbs, armed with protractile claws, to hold on, wrestling the much larger animal to the ground. It is a contest of pure strength, a visceral display of the cat's ability to subdue prey that can outweigh it by 7 or 8 times. The snow leopard, in contrast, is a master of finesse and leverage. Its power is no less impressive, but it is applied with a different strategy, one dictated by its vertical environment. Its skeleton is lighter and more flexible than the cougar's, allowing for greater agility. The kill often begins from a higher elevation, a patient ambush that culminates in a gravity-assisted rush. The snow leopard doesn't just chase its prey, it flows down the mountain with it, using its incredible balance and long tail to steer its descent. It is, honestly, a high-stakes gamble where a single misstep could send both hunter and hunted plunging to their deaths. The snow leopard's kill is often less about a single, precise bite, and more about controlling a chaotic fall. It will typically grab its prey by the throat, using its body weight and the momentum of the chase to pull the animal off balance. The cause of death is often strangulation, a more prolonged but equally effective method. Its jaws, while powerful, are slightly shorter and broader than a cougar's, an adaptation for a suffocating grip. This is not the explosive spinal sever of the cougar, but a calculated use of physics and anatomy, a deadly ballet on the edge of a cliff. The cougar overpowers, the snow leopard outmaneuvers. Survival in the world's great mountain ranges demands more than just strength and stealth. It requires a suite of sophisticated adaptations to cope with extreme cold, low oxygen levels, and treacherous, unstable terrain. Both the cougar and the snow leopard are masters of this unforgiving world, but they have conquered it in subtly different ways. The snow leopard is the ultimate high-altitude specialist. Its very blood is different. It possesses a higher concentration of red blood cells and specific hemoglobin variants that are exceptionally efficient at capturing and transporting oxygen molecules in the thin, hypoxic air found above 3,000 meters. This physiological adaptation allows the snow leopard to sprint and fight with explosive energy in an environment that would leave most other mammals, including a sea-level acclimatized cougar, gasping and weak. Its large nasal cavity helps to warm the frigid dry air before it reaches the lungs, preventing thermal shock to its sensitive tissues. The thick, dense fur, with an undercoat that is almost impossibly fine, provides insulation so effective that the cat can rest comfortably on snow, in temperatures far below freezing. Every aspect of its biology, from its blood to its breath to its fur, is a finely tuned instrument for life on the roof of the world. The cougar, while often called a mountain lion, is more of a mountain generalist. It is perfectly at home in the Rockies or the Andes, but its physiological adaptations are not as specialized for extreme altitude as the snow leopards. A cougar can and does live at high elevations, but it does not possess the same unique blood chemistry. Its advantage lies in its versatility. If conditions at the highest peaks become too severe, a cougar can simply move to a lower elevation, finding refuge and food in the subalpine forests or montane grasslands. It has options that the more specialized snow leopard does not. In a hypothetical shared territory, this difference would be critical. The highest, most desolate ridges, the snow leopard's core sanctuary, would be a hostile environment for the cougar. The lack of oxygen would sap its strength, dull its senses, and hamper its explosive hunting style. The snow leopard, by contrast, would be in its element, able to move and hunt with an efficiency the cougar could not match. The cougar's dominance would likely be confined to the lower slopes and forested valleys, creating a vertical stratification of power. The mountain itself would become an arbiter, drawing a line in the snow that separates the realm of the generalist from the kingdom of the specialist. Beyond the physical attributes of muscle and bone, the true measure of a predator lies in its mind. This is not intelligence in the human sense, but a deeper, more ancient wisdom, an instinctual calculus of risk versus reward that governs every decision. For a solitary hunter, a serious injury is a death sentence. A broken leg or a festering wound means the inability to hunt, which leads inexorably to starvation. Therefore, caution, patience, and an uncanny ability to assess a situation are just as important as strength or speed. Both the cougar and the snow leopard are masters of this psychological game, but their approaches reflect their different evolutionary pressures. The cougar's mind is that of a pragmatic opportunist. It is renowned for its patience and its meticulous planning. A cougar may watch a herd of deer for hours, even days, assessing the condition of each individual, identifying the young, the old, or the weak. It is looking for the lowest risk opportunity. It will not needlessly challenge a healthy bull elk in its prime if a less formidable yearling is available. This is not cowardice. It is a profound survival strategy. This cautious nature extends to confrontations with other predators. A cougar will often avoid a direct fight with a grizzly bear or a pack of wolves, preferring to surrender a kill rather than risk a debilitating injury. The snow leopard's psychology is forged in an environment of scarcity and isolation. It is an incredibly elusive and wary creature, a trait that has made it one of the most difficult large cats to study. This reclusiveness is a survival mechanism. In its vast, empty territory, an encounter with another large predator is an exceedingly rare event. Its primary risks are not from competitors, but from its formidable prey and the treacherous environment itself. A kick from an ibex or a fall from a cliff are its greatest threats. Its mind is therefore finely tuned to navigating its vertical world and subduing its agile prey with the least possible risk of a misstep. In a direct confrontation between the two, this psychological difference would be fascinating to observe. The cougar, being larger and more accustomed to interspecies competition, might be more outwardly aggressive, more willing to posture and intimidate. The snow leopard, less experienced with direct conflict but fiercely territorial, would likely be more defensively motivated. It would not seek a fight, but if cornered or if its kill were challenged, its response would be explosive and absolute. It would be a clash of two different forms of predatory courage, the cougar's calculated aggression versus the snow leopard's desperate, cornered ferocity. Let us imagine the scene. A winter evening in a hypothetical blended mountain range. A heavy snow is falling, muffling all sound. A male cougar, larger and heavier at around 90 kilograms, patrols the lower edge of a high alpine bowl. He is an intruder here, pushed into this new territory by pressures we can only guess at. He carries the scent of pine forests and lower elevations. He is powerful, confident, and on the hunt. His muscles, designed for explosive force on level ground, bunch and strain as he navigates the unfamiliar steep terrain. He is a king far from his usual court, a lowland powerhouse testing the limits of his domain. Higher up the slope, almost invisible against a rock outcropping dusted with snow, the resident male snow leopard watches. He is lighter, perhaps only 50 kilograms, but every gram of his being is engineered for this place. He has been aware of the intruder for days, his sensitive nose picking up the alien scent on the wind. He has observed the cougar's clumsy movements on the steep inclines, his powerful but inefficient gait in the deep snow. The snow leopard is a creature of pure poise and balance, his wide, furred paws giving him purchase where the cougar slips, his long tail constantly adjusting his center of gravity. The focal point of the brewing conflict is a freshly killed ibex, brought down by the snow leopard only an hour before. The carcass lies half-buried in a drift, a vital cache of energy in this frozen world. The cougar, drawn by the faint but unmistakable scent of blood, begins to move upwards. This is a direct challenge, an act of theft that cannot be tolerated. The snow leopard does not roar, his kind is incapable of it. Instead, a low guttural hiss, a chuffing sound of pure menace, emanates from the rocks. It is a sound that speaks of absolute ownership and the promise of violence. The cougar pauses, his head low, ears flattened. He sees the phantom emerge from the rocks, a flowing shape of gray and white. He is significantly larger, a clear advantage in a contest of brute strength. But the snow leopard has the high ground, a tactical advantage that cannot be overstated in this vertical battlefield. He also has the physiological edge. His lungs and muscles are burning clean, efficient fuel in the thin air, while the cougar is already feeling the dull ache of oxygen debt. The stage is set. It is not merely a fight for a meal, but a fundamental clash of two evolutionary designs, a battle for the very definition of apex predator in this unforgiving kingdom of stone and ice. In such a confrontation, who would prevail? The science of biomechanics gives the edge and raw power to the heavier, more muscular cougar. In a flat, open arena, its charge and bone-breaking bite would likely be decisive. But mountains are not flat arenas. Here, ecology and physiology become the dominant factors. The snow leopard's adaptations to altitude, its efficient oxygen use, its specialized paws, its unparalleled agility and balance on steep, icy terrain, granted a profound advantage in its home environment. It could likely outmaneuver the cougar, choosing the time and place of engagement, using the landscape itself as a weapon. We are left with a fascinating paradox. The predator that is physically larger and stronger might not be the dominant one. Dominance, it seems, is context-dependent. The cougar's success across 2 continents is built on its ability to be a jack-of-all-trades. The snow leopard's survival in the planet's harshest environment is a result of it being a master of one. In the valleys and forests below 3,000 meters, the cougar would almost certainly reign supreme. But here, on the roof of the world, the ghost of the mountains would hold a formidable, perhaps insurmountable advantage. Coexistence might be possible, but only through a strict vertical segregation enforced by the very air they breathe. The mysteries surrounding these creatures only deepen the question. We know so little, truly, about the limits of their endurance and the depths of their intelligence. The snow leopard in particular remains one of the most enigmatic of all the great cats, its life a secret kept by the high peaks. Could a cougar adapt over generations to the thin air? Could a snow leopard learn to compete in the more crowded, lower-elevation forests? These are questions that evolution answers over millennia, not in a single, dramatic encounter. The true battle is not fought with tooth and claw, but over vast stretches of geological time. And so, we are left staring up at the silent peaks with a question that has no simple answer. We see 2 perfect predators, each the pinnacle of its own evolutionary path. One represents the power of adaptability, the other, the power of specialization. To ask which is superior is, perhaps, to ask the wrong question. The real question is a more unsettling one. As our world changes, as habitats shrink and climates shift, which of these 2 philosophies of survival will prove more resilient? The adaptable generalist that can live anywhere, or the perfect specialist that can live where no other can? The answer remains unwritten, a silent verdict waiting to be delivered by the mountains themselves.